Hey guys, my name is Tito. I make videos on personal finance, saving and investing most of the time. Some other times I talk about other things. Like today when I'll be reviewing the new Netflix original special, the first one out of Nigeria, Netflix original series, the first one out of Nigeria, King of Boys, The Return of the King. It's a big deal, came out just recently, and I'm going to review episode 1 in this video. Now, I'm assuming most of you watching have seen the movie King of Boys from 2018. This series is a follow-up to that, and in it, Eniola Salami returns from exile from the United States back to Nigeria, declares that she wants to run for governor in Lagos State, and some people are happy about it, some are not so happy about it. The people that are happy about it are her Chief Security Officer, Ade, who she's reunited with, and also her new campaign manager for the election, Mr. Fashino, played by Deyemi Okolawon. If you've seen my video where I talked about my expectations of this series, you'll know that I said that I was looking forward to Deyemi's performance. I'll get to that a little bit later. Also, I think Odogwu Male, who ideally actually took over from Ajayi Salami when she took off and left the country, he's also happy to see her, but he's not able to reach her, unfortunately. She seems like she doesn't want to associate with people from that aspect of her life now that she wants to turn over a new leaf and run for political office. Now, the people who aren't happy that she's back in town are, first of all, the incumbent governor of Lagos State on the show, Mr. Randall and his wife, and also Odudu Bariba, who is played by Charly Boy. He's not so happy that she's back because he thinks she's going to come and try and reclaim her throne. Now, what Odudu Male wants is for her to Alaja to formally hand over the crown to him and declare that he is the new King of Boys in Lagos. So that's generally the synopsis. Now, what surprised me about her return is that she isn't coming back for revenge. I would have thought that she's coming back to, get vengeance on some of the people that wronged her. But essentially, she's just coming back because home is home. And according to her, from what her character said, this is where her late kids were buried and whatnot. So that's why she's coming back. Now, there are two things in particular that I liked about this first episode. The first one was the way Kemi Adetiba introduced Etim's character, Jumoke Randall. And if you follow Inse, or if you've seen her movies, you know that Inse has very striking eyes and lips. And Kemi focuses on her, gives us a close-up shot of her lips when she's introducing the character, and that was just a money shot. It was fantastic because you just know that, okay, hey, this is Inse right here, and you know that this character is different, or this character is going to be powerful or something. I just love the way Kemi capitalized on that striking feature of Inse's and used it to introduce her. The second thing I really liked about episode 1 was the scene at the grave site, because Eniola Salami goes to the grave site of her late kids. And first of all, the dynamics of shooting at a graveyard, especially in Nigeria, I wonder what the stories behind shooting that scene, what they were, man, because they were fantastic shots, but I was just thinking about how complex or how wild and weird it must have been to have been shooting at a gravesite. But anyway, I loved that scene. Sobowale gave a fantastic performance there. She's really torn and she's just grieving the loss of her kids. You can feel her pain, and then there's the environment as well is just adds to the scene. And then the sky starts, going dark, and that was really cool. In fact, that was the money shot for me for episode 1. If I don't remember anything else from episode 1, it was that scene or that shot where the sky is completely dark and Eniola Salami is just there, really grieving, really just being angry at the world and angry at life, and having this back and forth with her younger self, in the form of, the Eniola Salami played by Toni. It was just a fantastic and phenomenal scene. I loved it. Now, in my video where I talked about my expectations of King of Boys, The Return of the King, I said I was expecting special appearances on the show, and I wasn't wrong. I think the first special appearance that I saw in this first episode was NG, or Ngozi. If you follow her on Instagram, or if you subscribe to her channel here on YouTube, she's also a YouTuber. She appeared as one of the nurses in a hospital, and it was fun to see her. So I think that was the first of many other special appearances that I'll be seeing in the series. Now, coming back to Dapo Banjo, he's, like I said in my expectations video, I was right. He's a journalist. So he's a journalist trying to do a story on Eniola Salami and her past, and the prospects of her pursuing this goal of becoming the next governor of Lagos State. I'm also surprised that there was a scene that was released on social media a few weeks back, where Eniola Salami returns and, the press is waiting for her at the airport and she suddenly disappears and there are different people around. That scene, you know what I'm talking about. It wasn't in the first episode where Eniola Salami actually returns back to Nigeria. It was a totally different scene. So I'm kind of upset that wasn't in the actual first episode. I guess this is one of those situations where they filmed a bunch of stuff and maybe some stuff just didn't make it to the final edit. Now, the best performance in this first episode, I'll have to give it to Sobowale. She did a great job. Oh, right. I just remembered the scene where she was self-harming, where she asked the housemaid, or, for this place where she was staying, for hot pepper. And then, later on, when she's alone in her room, she's grieving and she's whipping herself. Dipping the whip in pepper, and she's seriously self-harming. That was a wild scene. I was wondering what the heck was going on. Well, she was obviously grieving and she's blaming herself for the death of her kids, for what happened to them, and she's self-harming as a result, and that was just a very eerie scene. The best performance in episode 1, I will give that to Sobowale. It was a fantastic performance from her. Toni also did great, especially at that graveyard scene as well. Fantastic. So guys, those are my thoughts on episode 1. I liked it. I feel things were well explained. Characters were introduced very well. It really kind of set the tone and the pace for the rest of the series, I hope. And interesting scenes. There was a scene between Ajayi-Lycett and Eniola Salami where he wanted to tell her something, but they were interrupted by Agnes, who's another character that I didn't get to talk about. I think Agnes is a snitch and a spy, but I'll talk about her later. But after Agnes leaves, Ajayi-Lycett tells her something like there's something on his mind or something that's bothering him, but they don't tell us, the audience, what Ade told Eniola Salami, and I hope they reveal that to us in the second or in the next episode. So there was that. Also, the Randalls, the governor and his wife, their accents were a bit strong. I assume they did that to let us know that they're like upper class members of society or something like that. Deyemi's character, Mr. Fashuking or Fato, whatever his name is, I can't remember it right now. He seemed a bit inept, and I was wondering, how did this guy get this job to be the campaign manager of a whole Eniola Salami, and he seems this inept and just clueless. But anyway, it's a breath of fresh air. It's different from any character I've seen Deyemi play in recent times. I look forward to seeing what he's going to do with that character. But yeah, those are my takeaways for this first episode of King of Boys, The Return of the King. Do you have any thoughts about episode 1? If you do, let me know in the comments section down below. Let me know if you enjoyed it as well. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this review, please like it by clicking on the like button just underneath the video. I'm jumbling or mumbling my words, or I just want to get over with and move on to watch episode 2 and review episode 2. But anyway, if you enjoyed this review, give it a like by clicking on the like button. I would really, really appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. And if you're into personal finance videos on saving and investing, that type of stuff, then please feel free to subscribe to my channel as well, because I also do that on this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video when I review episode 2 of King of Boys, The Return of the King.